If something feels off, most likely you're going to back away from it and push back. For example, for the shoe cleaner brand, we did a super professional high-end video that looked amazing and all that. And we started running tests with the organic, meaning shot like it's real, performed twice as better than the other one. Why? Because it looked real, it feels real. But if I go to the beauty space, the one that looks more for high-end beauty, that looks more professional, usually performs better. Why? Because of the industry.
Welcome to the Ecomm Breakthrough Podcast. Are you ready to unlock the full potential and growth in your business? You've already crossed 7 figures in sales, but the challenge is knowing how to take your business to the next level.
What if AI images are actually ruining your product listings on Amazon? Today's guest has the answer for you. Welcome to the Ecomm Breakthrough Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Hadley. I scaled my own brand from 0 to 8 figures in sales, and now my mission is to take it to over 9 figures. On my journey to 9 figures, I bring you the unfiltered conversations with the smartest minds in e-commerce. Past guests include Ezra Firestone, Kevin King, and Michael E. Gerber, author of The E-Myth. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome back onto the show Rafael Veloz. Rafael is the founder and CEO of Share It Studio, a leading creative agency that helps Amazon and Walmart sellers turn data into powerful visual storytelling. Under his leadership, Share It Studio has worked with hundreds of top-performing e-commerce brands, blending creativity with analytics to craft product images, videos, and A-plus content that actually convert. Before founding Share It Studio, Rafael built a career in film and marketing, becoming a 3-time Telly Award-winning entrepreneur. He's passionate about helping brands optimize their listings and understand their buyers and stand out in a competitive marketplace. With that being said, welcome back to the show, Rafael.
Yay! I'm recording a little video here for social media because now everybody has to be social. If not, you're going nowhere. Thank you so much for having me, my friend. I really appreciate you and for giving me this time and opportunity to, make people hopefully better, a little bit better.
I love it. Well, Rafael, we started off with a clickbaity hook. AI images are ruining your listings on Amazon. True or false? You're the image guy. You're testing hundreds of images, main images, secondary images. Is AI images helping or hurting Amazon sellers today?
All right. So I'm going to say yes, but this is where the big but comes in place. It depends how you're using it, right? It's not the tool, it's who's using the tool itself. So depending on the type of product that you're trying to sell, if AI and you're not using it correctly, AI might be hurting because it might be pushing away people from you. Why? Because perceived value, right? Perceived value is very important. If you have let's say a very fine bag, women's bag, and it says it's made in Italy, and the other one, I might use my country, just in case so nobody gets offended, made in Venezuela, and it cost $5,000, most likely the woman or man who's going to buy this bag is going to prefer the one that's made in Italy. Perceived value. Maybe it's actually both made in China and they're just shipped to these countries and they put the last zipper on and now they're made in this country, right? They have the tag because that's how it actually works a lot of times. But because of perceived value, the one made in Italy is going to be worth way, way more perceived value. So if you're selling something to the kid's dog, anything that's very emotional or has an emotion connected to it, and you're using AI and it actually looks AI, then you're probably hurting your brand. What I recommend is that you test a lot on Amazon, not just off Amazon, but on Amazon, because Amazon has the last word at the end of the day. That's where the sales come in, or Shopify, etc. But yes, I would say it does, unless you use it correctly in the right industry or the right market.
No, makes a lot of sense. You talk about testing. So how are you testing this? And I know you've got data not right in front of you, but you've got data to back up your claims of what's working and not working. So tell me what's working right now with main images and how often should be sellers updating their images to maximize their conversion rate?
That's a great question. Okay, let's talk about how I'm using it and how I'm getting the data, and then we can dive in a little bit how the process of how you should update it. So we have a client, he sells a shoe cleaner brand, and he's still doing very, very well. We still manage him. We got him from 400 plus K a month to $1.2 million a month in less than a year. And the way we did it is to understand the audience more. At the end of the day, AI, at least now, is the one that's going to rank your product itself, right? If you answer all the right questions, if somebody goes in, I'm looking for this type of shoe cleaning for this specific material. And if you're listening saying that and your reviews are saying that and the whole ecosystem is saying that, most likely the AI is going to say, hey, maybe this can help. And you go in. But at the end of the day, as a human, that buys that product. So let's switch to something more emotional. Let's go to babies, right? You have kids. So at least the first one, maybe all of them, you were pretty like meticulous in buying the baby bottle and the formula and all these things. I know at least my cousin's having a baby right now. So she's going haywire with that. She's like going through all these conspiracy theories and all that. So I assume that a lot of moms are like that as well. If something feels off, most likely you're going to back away from it and push back. For example, for the shoe cleaner brand, we did a super professional high-end video that looked amazing and all that. And we started running tests with the organic, meaning shot like it's real. That video that we shot that was like organic, real, made homemade amateur was actually shot in the professional studio with an iPhone, but we used it. Everything else, we used it perfectly. The only thing that changed was the camera movement, the edits, and the actual camera, which was an iPhone at that time, against the $10,000 camera that we have with the $15,000 lenses. The organic one, I'm calling it organic, or the real one, quote unquote, if you're listening, I'm saying that in quotings, performed twice as better than the other one. Why? Because it looked real, it feels real. But if I go to the beauty space, the one that looks more for high-end beauty, that looks more professional, usually performs better. Why? Because of the industry. I hope that made sense. If not, I can go deeper.
No, I love those details. I would love to hear even more. Like, give me some use cases and actual case studies. Like, what were the things that you've tested on those main images that have worked? And again, how often are you testing this? Are you swapping out main images every week? Is it every month? Like, how important is it for these brand owners to be swapping out main images?
Okay, this is how we've managed to at least stay relevant with our customers' products, or have our customers' products stay relevant. Competition is coming in. If you're selling a product that's making $400K a month, just one ASIN, most likely you're going to get competition. It's normal. It's capitalism at its finest. Why wouldn't you, right? It's like, you should be afraid if you don't. What we do is the following. We looked at the market, we look at the competitors, what they're doing, we look at outside trends that might affect this. For example, right now, a lot of it is that a lot of people are pushing is traffic through social media, which yes, you should do it. We can talk about that a little bit later. So for this client, for the shoe brand that we still work and we manage, we actually have something in-house called content management. Basically, we're your marketing arm. Can I go a little bit sidetracked?
Sure, let's do it.
I was at this event in Hawaii, and this guy jumps on stage and starts talking about processes and all these things. I was like, wow, this is actually how companies should be run. Amazon sellers are companies. It's just that a lot of them started in 2016, 2017. The ones that are really successful, not all of them, but the OG ones. And most of them ran into this by luck. And it's beautiful. And then they stayed on top because they're very, very smart. But I can still see some people that don't have a marketing company, quote unquote, marketing department within their company because it's very expensive. But they just outsource an image creation on, I don't know, let's say Fiverr, for example, right? Which is fine. But if you're making already $100K a month, $200K a month, there has to be more in depth than just like a pretty image, because pretty images don't work. Even if it's AI, if it's real, if it's whatever, it's made out of somewhere in a basement in some country or the highest tech lab in Palo Alto. It's not going to work. Okay. So there has to be a process where you analyze the market, where you understand what's going on, your listing, tracking competitors' listings as well, meaning their reviews. Something that we do is that every month we go in and we look at the last reviews that our competitors have for our clients, and we understand their emotional triggers. We're human beings. We buy based on emotions. So we're like, okay, these people are getting this, this, and this. Maybe for this seasonality, we should offer this. What we do is that we create a bunch of main images, even if that one's already good. And we test them outside of Amazon. There are a couple of tools that we use. I'm pretty sure Josh has a bunch of codes for them, and you can get really good discounts. These are the ones that we use. IntelliView is pretty good. Pixel, Product Opinion. We also use other ones, but these are the top ones that we use. We don't stay there. It's very important that you test on Amazon, because at the end of the day, Amazon has the last say. We use Amazon experiments, and we go in and we're like, okay, test this A and B against this one. And we're always testing. These guys in the shoe space, they were ranked number one for a very long time. And they were like, guys, we already ranked number one. And then a quote from Kobe Bryant came in. It was this commercial. I don't know if anybody remembers. It's like Kanye West asked, but I'm already the best. I'm already the best selling artist. What can I do? And Kobe says, are you the same beast but the different animal? And I was like, that got into my head for such a long time. I was like, are you the same beast but a different animal? So in each level of life, right, you need to have like this, all right, I'm a Chihuahua right now. I'm a beast that's a Chihuahua, but now I can be a pit bull. Okay, it's not this, you're the same beast, but you're just a different animal, right? So I guess that taking that analogy into it, or that metaphor, your listing should be always optimizing, not just the main image, but also the commercials, also how you're driving traffic. So one thing is TikTok or Instagram or social media, but also something, for example, streaming TV. The baseball club, the classic baseball World Cup just happened. Venezuela was champion, by the way. We beat the USA. Just saying it out there. That was beautiful. Cried a little bit with my family. And imagine that you're selling, I don't know, glove. And you're selling a baseball glove. You're selling, I don't know, a training for your kids or a baseball training for I don't know, for your 5-year-old, etc. Softball. If you had that somewhere in that space within that time frame, that could have increased sales or at least traffic, because streaming TV ads is top of funnel drastically, which is what we did for these guys. So I would say content management, have a team in place. If you don't have a budget for it, at least hire somebody, me or somebody else, that is constantly checking on that, tweaking it. It's like going to the gym. Wow, I speak a lot, man.
I love that. No, I think what you touched on, though, is extremely important, which is you need to have a system set around this. And so what I'm hearing from you is like, you should be testing on a regular basis, at least on a monthly basis. You should be changing out your main images. And I love the kind of like hack that you mentioned, which is go read some of your most recent competitor reviews and go ahead and see like, what are people liking that's attracting them to that competitor's product? And then maybe take that, use AI to say, hey, here's my current main image. These are the reviews for my competitors. How else can I maybe revamp my main image to make it even better to appeal to these customers that are leaving these reviews on my competitors' products? So I really like that. But most brand owners just do it themselves, and then they have a bunch of agencies that they work with. Whereas I'm a big fan of like building internal teams and being able to execute all of this on my own. And it turns into like systems and processes so that you're always on top of it, because that's what the best brands do. They're not just solo entrepreneurs that are crushing it. They actually have systems and processes. Yep. So I'm curious though, Rafael, like if I'm to give let's say I do have a team right now, what's the system or process or maybe some hacks that you would share with me of like things that are working for main images right now?
Okay. I don't like to use the word hacks. It's just, I feel like we're in the now big boys club, and no offense to anybody out there that used to have the word hacks. It's okay. But I feel like that term is it's like, I don't know, it's diluted so much into the system, into our internal solopreneur mindset. Like you said, systems are very important, and building these systems and these teams is extremely expensive, especially if you're using, I don't know, people in the US. So that's why a lot of people go into and they hire somebody in, I don't know, the Philippines, somewhere around the world that's way more affordable because of technology and all that. But now people are starting to realize, we need to hire more people within here so we can actually have an office, etc., which costs a lot of money. When building these systems, one thing that I found, my company is 30 plus people. I have a team of 5, 6 people that just their sole intention is to make sure we're up to date in anything that has to do with AI or Amazon systems. For example, Amazon rolled out or announced not too long ago that's going to charge you $1,400, I think, or something like that for the API connection. Which is, it is what it is. It's Amazon. They do whatever they want with their technology. The way we created the system is trying to keep top of mind. We have one person the only thing that this person has to do is be creative. How do you hire somebody that's creative? How do you know this person can think outside the box? All right. So for me, it was so hard because I'm a creative person. I didn't even go to entrepreneurship school, quote unquote, or study business until I was 2-3 years ago. I was 5 years into my company, 6 years into my company. And I actually got it, luckily they just offered me a scholarship. If not, I would have never attended. So how do we build these systems? I think the best way, if I have to go back, is find somebody that's already doing it and get coached, right? One thing that I can tell you for the hero image is listen to the market. Literally listen to the market. Your top 5 competitors, you should be tracking their rank. You should be tracking the reviews, negative, positive. You should be tracking their images. What are they changing? Did they change the eye for you? Did they change the color green for the color purple? You should be tracking everything that they're doing to see what's going on. But always looking into your own thing. Obviously, look what's going on around you, great, but be mindful of your own reviews and your own feedback. That's the first thing I would be doing. I wouldn't focus too much. Sorry, that's not the right word. I wouldn't focus only on the hero image. It's very important. But a thing that I learned when I jumped into the Amazon space in 2017, I was working at Nickelodeon at the time, and I had Share Studio already in the works. Actually, Share Studio was created because we were supposed to create content that's shareable for social media. So that's why it's called Share It. When I jumped into the Amazon space, people were just looking at the hero images. And when they were starting to run PPC, they were burning a bunch of money on PPC. And I asked myself, why are people just having one image or one video for all their campaigns if there are different intentions. I don't know, baby wipes for sensitive skin, baby wipes for X, Y, and Z, baby wipes for demographics, baby wipes for pH levels. I don't know. There's so many long tail keywords. One thing that really helped our clients, at least the ones that we're working with right now, is where the PPC is we try to mitigate how much money they're leaving on the table. By this, I mean, when you run an ad on Amazon and you get a click, you're spending money. It doesn't matter if they convert or not, you're already burning cash. Like it's $5 a click. Well, you just lost $5 because I clicked on it. I'm sorry. The less clicks you get, but the more conversions you get, I think it's better, right? You're getting more money. So if you create an ad with a scroll stopper scene, it's something that it's like a clickbait, what we did in the beginning, or something that makes you stop and at least try to understand a little bit more about this. That helped us a lot. So I wouldn't only look at the hero image, which is very important, and look at those data points, but also look at your PPC. What's your PPC saying? Because that's where a lot of people are losing and just burning a lot of cash flow, which is bad. And then, go into outside traffic, etc.
Yeah, Rafael, I think those points were like really well noted. And what I loved that I picked up here is you came into the Amazon space as an outsider working at Nickelodeon. And your first thought was like, why in the world is everybody so focused just on like spending PPC? And that is the only like marketing lever that anybody is like really pulling on Amazon. And still today, there's a lot of people that got started on Amazon even a few years ago, where the only thing they're doing is just focused on Amazon PPC and that's it. And what I love is like, you're now kind of getting back to your own roots, which is like Shared Studios. It's like making it more socially shareable. So talk to me about that, because I'm sure that the brand you talked about that went from 400K per month to $1.2 million per month, like I'm sure that a component of that was brand awareness coming from the social engagement. So talk to me about like how you're doing that with your clients to not just get good main images, but it's about blasting social to really grow your brand. How are you doing that today?
I'm actually putting up something right now so I can show on camera. That's actually, I have so many compressed feelings of what you said right now. So it's got to be my therapy right now. When I got into the Amazon space, within a few years, I think something called Amazon Posts launched. I don't know if you remember that. And then Amazon, I think it was Amazon Inspire. I think it was called something like that. Remember, that was like a TikTok kind of thing. I don't know if it's still on right now. I think they canceled not too long ago. Yeah, they did. Because Ruffles took place in the lower band right here, right? Ruffles took place there instead of the Amazon Inspire, which was a little light bulb. So this is my way of thinking it. Somebody buys something, whatever, online, puts it on Amazon, automatically sells. You're like, this is a gold mine, brother. So you mean that if I put a freaking bottle of water up and just use this keyword, distilled water for babies, it's just water. They're going to buy it because it's for babies, supposedly? Yes. Okay, this is like 2016, 17, 18, right? Where we were just used to Amazon giving us the traffic. As things evolved, traffic got way harder to get. Why? Because competition got involved. And you're like, oh, crap, now I have to also get my own traffic, to the point that Amazon now rewards you if you get your own traffic, right? Because you're promoting the website, etc. You're driving traffic, all that stuff. So this is what I believe that we should be doing. I'm also a bunch of points here. One thing is, don't get stuck only on Amazon and only on PPC. It's very important. Obviously, PPC is what's going to make you drive traffic to your listing on Amazon, because it's literally you pay per click. So it's even better. Make sure you get the right clicks for that right view. But one thing that I'm seeing in the space is that now we've evolved so much that people are also not considering PPC that anymore, and they're just focused on TikTok now. Like TikTok. Yes, TikTok is important. Yes, you can make millions, but still, either way, if you put your whole basket of eggs, most likely 70%, 50, 60% of those eggs are coming from Amazon. So why would you, if there's the Pareto law, 80-20 rule, right? From the Italian economist, I think it was economist, where if this is what's giving you money, yes, also be driving this so you can at least maybe at some point be 50-50, not dependent only on Amazon. But if Amazon's still your main source of income, you should also optimize that, which then I'm going to go into the external way of driving traffic, what we're doing, but I'm going to focus on Amazon right now and then go into the other one, guys and girls. The way we do it on Amazon is, for these guys, at least for the shoe cleaning brand, is that we created content that connected to the exact keyword or exact buying intention. When we create that content for that exact buying intention, and then we redid a little bit of their strategy, because we don't do PPC internally in my studio, but we do PPC internally in our studio. We didn't do it externally, but we have a lot of, we have to consult them. Because one thing that I saw in the Amazon space, when I was working in New York, in agencies over there, there's called media buy-in. Okay, so you go in first time of the year, there's a month specifically before the year starts, and you go to these places and you buy media. I'm buying X amount of minutes on Fox. I'm buying X amount of minutes here. So you don't do it like a week before. You do it like with time. Then your media buyer department goes into your creative department and they're like, hey guys, we just bought bazillion of minutes on Fox News prime time. What should we do? Right? They just don't come up with like, oh, maybe just put this here. No, there's a strategy because those minutes are very, very expensive, okay? And then there's a strategy within their creative board. They go to their creative. They're like, okay, we're going to spend this much on commercials, this much on, billboards, etc. In the Amazon space, completely different. They're like, okay, I'm just going to buy this image and just put it up and see what happens. There's no intention behind it. That's when I got into in 2018, 2017. That's how I saw it. Now, people are starting to realize, oh, okay, our PPC, our media buying arm, should be connected to our creative arm. So they work together. That's the way marketing department should work. That's what we're doing with this Pink Miracle with shoe brand. That's why we got in so much traffic. One way that we got in traffic, and now I'm going to go into the external traffic, is we're doing streaming ads. Okay, we're doing a lot of other ads that Amazon helps you get or offers that a lot of people are not using because maybe they're just scared of trying something new. Or one thing that I've seen a lot of Amazon sellers is that if this ad doesn't get me money automatically, I'm not going to invest into it. Like if this ad doesn't convert into this, it's not going to give me money. You're thinking only bottom of the funnel. A funnel has almost 3 stages, right? So awareness, consideration, and decision making. So that awareness, top of funnel, where a lot of people come in, you need to feed it, especially if you're already a seller that's making more than $50K in revenue a month. Your marketing department should be getting at least 15, 20% minimum. Okay, if you look at the big companies and the public traded companies, you can actually use Claude and be like, okay, what's the budget for this company? What does that represent for the annual revenue? And you'll see that's like 15, 20, 30, sometimes even 50%. So if big companies are doing it, companies are worth billions of dollars, why aren't you doing it? Even if your 20% is $2,000, at least look into it, how to spend the 20% the best way possible. That's the way we did it with these people. We worked with their buying arm, the PPC department, the PPC agency, as connected as possible to be able to offer something really good. And we did. We started converting more and more and more. Conversion rate increased by like 10%. When it's thousands of dollars, that's very important. A cost lowered. When A cost lowered, what we did, okay, we're getting a little bit more cash flow. Let's invest that into something more top of funnel. A is going to come down. Then once we get that data, we optimize it to convert. A is going to come down. Now we have a little bit more money. Let's invest in more in top of funnel, so on and so forth. That's how we got them from 400K to 1.2. From the external routing, this is what we're doing. AI is amazing. It's beautiful. I was actually very scared of it. I think a lot of people were. But I read an article last week that a guy in Australia cured his dog's cancer using AI, which is insane. So imagine how many things we're going to be able to do. In the creative space, there's a lot of cool tools they're using. But it's not the tool, it's the person who's using the tool. So one thing we're doing for a client right now and for ourselves, we're creating personas online. If you're listening to this and you can watch it on YouTube, where else can they find it, Josh?
Yeah, it's on YouTube and all the podcast platforms. But if you want to look at our beautiful faces, and Rafael's going to show something on his phone here, come check us out on YouTube and watch the video version.
Yeah. So this is Abby Hall. Abby is an avatar we created January 14th. We uploaded our first video. Let me see the actual date. January 14th was the first video. February 10th, less than a month, we hit our first 1 million views on a video. That's not bad. Less than a month, 4 days before the month. And the way we did it was understanding the tools, leveraging the tools, and leveraging I have like 5 video editors. So like it's easy for them to like understand this, right? The way we're doing it is we're trying to create community before we even launch a product now. And if a buyer or one of our clients already has a product established, we create a community for that product. People usually latch onto other humans because of connection, emotional connection. That's why, Elon Musk is so popular, right? Or you got other people in the space that are so popular. Alex Hormozi is so popular within our entrepreneurial community. Gary Vee, I can go on and on. So we're trying to create community or accounts that engage and educate people and try to create all the levels of content creation, meaning there are videos just to drive traffic, meaning views. There are videos to get conversion, meaning followers. Conversions also into Amazon. So I'm dividing this into stages for this account at least. And is first, we're going to create an avatar. Okay. Then we're going to create enough content to see if we can get the actual views. After we get the views, phase 2 or 3 is, are we going to get clicks? If we do get clicks, are we going to get buys? Okay. Once we get buys, Now we're in the game. Now the ball is rolling. Right now we're in the clicks. So last month we got more than 1,000 clicks from products we shared on this platform. 1,000 clicks is not bad. We haven't seen many conversions. We've seen like 7% conversions, which is not optimal. I would like to get if we get like a 15% conversion, that's crazy. That's what we're shooting for. We're trying right now from those clicks from this account only. And this just started not too long ago. So one thing that we're doing to drive traffic is creating community outside. And yes, you can do TikTok influencers. You can use all these other tools. There's a cool tool called Yuka that we use where they connect and manage your TikTok influencers. You can also use the TikTok shop. You can direct traffic to your Shopify page as well, which is what we use for our clients as well. It's less consumptions of fees. Amazon fees are just insane every time. So the more money they can save, the better. That's what we were doing it.
Love it. Rafael, on that note, how are you, like the video that went viral, 1 million views, like who's taking the time to like script the videos and add them into like VO3 and things like that to actually create the content?
So this is why we do it. I have a studio. I have a producer, what do you call that in English? A director of photography and a video director in general. So these three are the key people. Then we just got one assistant, one PA, production assistant, general assistant. So they're the ones that have to think of the scenes and all that. So there's somebody in my team that only strategizes. Okay, they're like, okay, this is the product that we're selling. What are people saying? What are people looking into? And you can do a lot of things with AI, but right now, at least, you do need to have a human at the end making the decision. This is just my experience so far. If you have OpenClaw and you have an agent that does everything for you and you trust it, great. Right now, I still need somebody to look at it from a human perspective. And when this person has a strategy, we're like, okay, we're going to make a commercial that's going to say this. And we're trying to sell this, has to say this. We develop a script. We developed a storyboard. Based on that, we'll shoot some things organically. For example, if it's, I don't know, let's just say it's a bottle of water falling. I'm saying bottle of water because I have a bottle of water next to me. And we want to make it look as real as possible and it's easy to shoot. We'll do it organically. Why? So we can also make the video feel like it's real and that's all AI. A key word here that we need to listen to is feeling. Okay, unfortunately, we're all very much emotional beings because we're humans. We need to feel like it's real. We need to feel like it's not going to hurt me. So we use a mix of AI tools, AI video, but also we use a mix of organic, real videos. Because at the end of the day, it just makes them feel like, oh, this is real. This is not just AI slop.
I love it. Rafael, so many ideas here. And I've got lots of great notes that I want to share as like takeaways for our listeners. But Rafael, is there anything that you feel like we haven't touched on yet that you feel like the audience needs to hear about?
The only thing that I would say I think we touched a lot, actually. I hope they listen to it because I talk a lot. Hopefully I didn't lose many of them. Honestly, the biggest thing that happens to me as an entrepreneur is that fear of maybe I'm not taking the right decision, the right step. It happened with me and AI. So I was like, you know what? If I don't do something to adapt with AI, it's going to just kill me, literally, put me out of business. So what I did is I hired 2 people literally just for AI. I hired a kid that just graduated college from system engineering or computer engineering and a dude that was just no degree, but had street cred, what Gary Vee calls street cred in the professional ambience. That's his only job is to look at AI tools, play with them, geek out literally, and just tell me, Rafa, I think we should try this, or look at what I found. Right now, I'm making him geek out on OpenClaw, for example. Right. So that's the only thing don't be afraid. Just try new things. Don't think that AI is going to solve all your problems. It's not. The CEO of Fiverr said, what was impossible before, what was easy before is done for now. What was impossible before is going to be, what was hard before is going to be easy now. What was impossible before is going to be hard now. So just think of AI as a tool. But keep in mind that at least for now, you need to have at least a pair of eyes to look at that.
Totally agree. Really well said on that. Rafael, I love to leave the audience with 3 actionable takeaways from every episode. Here are the 3 actionable takeaways that I noted. You talked about this, but one of the big case studies that you had is going from 400K to 1.2 million a month. And that primarily happened because of social content and creating that brand awareness. I love that you approached Amazon coming from Nickelodeon and seeing these big corporations and the budget that they spend on marketing. And you're right. They look at marketing as a 3-tiered funnel rather than just like, hey, like bottom of the funnel, get this click, get the conversion. Was that efficient or not? And most of us as entrepreneurs growing up on Amazon, like that's all that we focused on. And the big brands that are going to thrive on Amazon are going to make this change. And so this is my action item. Begin looking at your marketing advertising as the following. Remove the word tacos, remove the word ACOS, and begin Well, it's begin adding this phrase. This acronym is MER, Marketing Efficiency Ratio. So now take, hey, what is the amount of like influencer like samples that I'm giving away? All right, add that as a cost to the marketing line item. How much are you spending on your creative team or creative assets to go create whatever social posts that you're doing? Maybe it's PR that you're doing. There's a number of ways that you could be amplifying the overall like top of funnel stages, but you add all of that together along with your Amazon PPC, and then you look at your MER, and then you say, oh, my marketing efficiency ratio is I'm spending about 25% of my revenue, right? That is what you want to be getting to. That's the ratio that big brands are using that are going to smoke you in the next 5 years if you don't begin to adapt that into your methodologies.
I have one thing that I didn't miss, and it's because we launched it this month. We're doing PR management. So one thing that Amazon brands, I haven't met anybody yet that's now at least making more than 15 million a year in revenue that's doing it. Like less than 15, I haven't met anybody. More than 15, I have met a couple that aren't doing PR management. So on Amazon PR management and outside of Amazon PR management. So PR is just public relations, how brands, people, even your own company within sees you and perceives you. Okay. So anybody listen, just in case.
Love it. Great service. And definitely something I would highly recommend. Action item number 2 is to create a system for testing your main images. So again, main images, we didn't dive into the intimate hacks of main images or the strategies that you should deploy other than go look at your competitors and for reviews. Use AI to then generate new ideas of different variations and ideas that you could test. And again, my favorite thing is test it on Amazon. We've got all those testing services. They're fine. However, Amazon customers vote with their dollars, their real hard-earned money, whereas anybody taking those surveys are getting paid to just click a button. They're not really as invested. So take it for what it is with a grain of salt, but make sure that you are testing those on Amazon on a regular basis, not just when you feel like it. My third and final action item here is to hire a creative team member and somebody to lead your marketing on your team. Because if you don't, you're sorely mistaken and you're going to get beat. The most important like aspect of any brand is the marketing team. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't have a marketing team, that's where you need to begin, because what this marketing team should be doing is, yes, they can be managing your PPC ads, but the most important team member is going to be somebody that's thinking creatively, like a creative director, and thinking of the different angles that you can then bring into your marketing, from your main images to the copy that you use, whether it be on your website or on Amazon, to actually sell the customer. And this is a mistake that I made in the past. In the past, we would hire somebody from the Philippines at ridiculously low rates and say, hey, come out with some main image options for me. Well, guess what? I had my lowest paid team member focused on arguably what is the most important thing for an Amazon-based brand. And so that's the takeaway, is if that's still your MO, that you are outsourcing this to somebody extremely cheap on Fiverr, or you're outsourcing it to even an internal team member that's at a low wage, and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm checking off the box of testing the main image. This is arguably one where I'd pay 6 figures for the right person to come in here, because if somebody could make if they could double your conversion rate and double your click-through rate, imagine what that does to your business. So Rafael, those are my 3 action items. Anything else to add, or you feel like I missed there?
No, I just wanted to double down on the last thing you said. It's incredible how the most important aspect of the business we consider is the least important, right? Because at the end of the day, like, yes, your pricing, all these things matters, but if people, what they look at, they don't really feel connected to it, why would they buy it? So you hit it right on the head. Right? You did.
Awesome. Rafael, my final 3 questions for you.
Let's go.
What is the most influential book that you've read and why?
I would say Traction. It taught me more about business than going to Babson College.
Fantastic recommendation.
Yeah.
Question number 2, and you've got team members that are focused on this, so I'm anticipating a good laundry list of answers here. But what is your favorite AI tool that you've been using, and how have you guys been using it?
Okay, if I have to use one for just one, everything else gets wiped out on the face of the earth, I would take Claude. 2 reasons. 1, they helped get our dictator being captured, which is amazing. 2, It's actually in the New York Times, it's a Wall Street Journal article. You should go read it. It's amazing. I love that article. And the other one is, which is Claude. I'm talking about Claude. And the other one is, it's helping you with at least agents. Forget Open Claude. There's actually Claude Co-work. Okay. You can use it from your phone as well. Just leave your computer on, which is amazing. So it's going to help you a lot. And the third one, it's the data that it gathers is really, really good and gives you. If you open up the umbrella a little bit, Lovable is amazing. I really like Lovable so far. If you have a student ID, you get 50% off, which is amazing as well. For if you still have your student ID over there, student email, I mean. And those are the Claude will be number one. Claude, definitely.
What's your favorite way to use Cowork right now?
Cowork or not, my emails, man. I'm so bad at emails and organization with it. It just goes into my company Google Drive and just does everything that I ask. So one thing that I do, for example, is I record all the meetings that I can. And I just ask them, okay, you're going to put this into a notebook LML. And then from here, you're going to create talking points or follow-ups. And then if I have to schedule anything, automatically schedule that call for this person. So it automatically does all those stuff, which is really freaking cool. That is literally up the wage of a executive high-level personal assistant that speaks English perfectly and is awake 24/7. You don't have that.
Yep. Love it. Yeah. The executive assistant tasks definitely are the easiest ones to get off your plate first.
Yeah. That's
fantastic. Third and final question. Who is somebody that you admire or respect the most in the e-commerce space that other people should be following and why?
Josh Hadley. Just kidding. No Askins in here. Dude, I would say, apart from you, because I really like your talk at BDSS, I won't lie. There's a couple of people, man. One of my favorite people, I actually call him a mentor, is Carlos Alvarez from Wizards of Ecomm. He's a really cool guy. Has helped me tremendously, like a lot. And we don't just talk about. So I have different businesses. I have like an Instacart from Venezuela, doing a bunch of other stuff in Venezuela. I have 2 restaurants, brands on Amazon. I do my agency. So Carlos is actually one of the people that I talk to, not just for the e-com space, but outside of the e-com space, and can give you really good recommendations, knows a lot of people, connections. I would say that, dude, for sure.
Awesome. Rafael, this has been a fantastic episode. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and wisdom. If people want to learn more about you and follow you, where's the best place to do so?
Hit me up on WhatsApp. No, honestly, Share It Studio. Like you share something on social media, Share It Studio. We actually stopped creating content for Instagram not so long ago. I was trying to understand more about AI before I jumped back into the social media space, which I know sounds crazy. So we just hired a bunch of people in the company. We're about to kick off our social media again. So follow me there. If you have any questions, honestly, just my email, hello@ShareItStudio. Like you want to have to jump on a call, just tell me you're coming from Josh and I'll give you 30 minutes of my time for free.
Wonderful. Generous offer. Rafael, thanks again for your time today.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for listening. Visit ecommbreakthrough.com for more information. If you've enjoyed today's episode, the best way you can show your appreciation is by clicking the subscribe button and quickly leaving a review. See you again next time.